Grand Theft Auto and Red Dead Redemption might be Rockstar's most recognizable and valuable properties, but a new Bully game is what a lot of people really want to see next from the studio. It's been 12 years since Bully first came out, and demand for a sequel has been high for a long time. And though there's not enough evidence to suggest that Bully 2 will definitely happen, it's something that we continue to dream of regardless. So here, in this feature, let's talk about 15 things that we would like to see in an as-of-yet completely hypothetical Bully sequel. If you have any ideas of your own or don't like any of the ones we talk about, make yourselves heard in the comment section below. Better relationships with fellow students. A large part of school life, even if that school is Bullworth Academy, is developing bonds, friendships, or rivalries with your fellow students, and we'd like to see that become an emphasized mechanic in Bully 2. The Persona games handle this quite well with their social links mechanics, and though expecting to see something exactly like that in a game like Bully might be a little strange, it's definitely a framework that Rockstar could implement and tweak to make work in Bully. Choose your classes. We don't mean your character class, of course. If Rockstar were to make a Bully 2, we would like to have the option of being able to choose the classes that we attend. These choices could be made based on a number of things. Classes could function as minigames or specific quest lines, for instance, and players would then be able to choose which classes they'd like to attend based on what kind of minigame or which quest they would like to invest time in. Alternatively, you could also receive different stat advantages and progress based on which classes you're attending. More cliques. Something we'd like to see in a potential Bully sequel is an expansion of the cliques mechanic. Cliques were a fun idea in Bully, but there's a lot of untapped potential here. Maybe they could function even more like factions of sorts, where you can decide how deep you want to get into a clique, which could not only grant you different advantages in gameplay, but also have an impact on how the story progresses and how different quests play out. Create your own cliques. Another way that Bully 2 could expand upon the clique system is by letting players create their own cliques, and having that become an integral part of the game's core loop, so that things such as rivalries with other cliques, improving your own clique, and recruitment, for the lack of a better word, could become important mechanics in various ways. It's certainly a fun idea, and one that could make for some very interesting scenarios. Character creator. It's a little strange to expect character creation to be included in a game made by Rockstar. It's historically never happened to the best of our knowledge, but by all means, correct us if we're wrong. But in a game that is all about living out your school life, that just seems to fit. This may not be the best analogy given how different both of these games are, but maybe have a character creation system like Mass Effect. Commander Shepard was Commander Shepard, a character in and of himself or herself, but you could decide various aspects of that character within the boundaries that BioWare set. Something like that would not only work, but it would actually make a lot of sense in Bully settings. Extracurricular activities. Again, this is something that should work perfectly in a game set in a school. You've got your main story missions in the classes, or some of them at any rate, and then you've got some of your side quests and side activities and extracurricular activities. This could also work very well with other aspects of the game. Doing more of a particular kind of activity, like sports, could improve a particular stat, like stamina. That could also work with the clique system, where getting deeper and deeper into a particular kind of activity could have an impact on how far you get with a particular clique. Elaborate pranks. Grand Theft Auto 5 had heists as its huge major set-piece moments in the campaign, and obviously that's not something we can have in Bully 2. But we can have are massive elaborate pranks. Now, it's not like there were no pranks in the original Bully, but we'd love to see that aspect of the game taken to all new heights, where they function as major goals that the player are working towards, involving planning and execution as part of major set-piece missions. More minigames. More minigames is also something we'd like to see in Bully 2. We've already spoken about the possibility of having minigames be a part of classes, while they can also obviously work with extracurricular activities as well. Another thing that Rockstar could do and should do is introduce a greater variety of minigames in detention, as well as in the open world as isolated side activities that you can mess around with whenever you want. More holiday events. Essentially, we just want more. Not only more holiday events throughout the school year, but also just more stuff to do within each of those events. Maybe have that play with the elaborate pranks point we spoke of earlier, where you spend a semester planning a huge prank that you're then going to pull off at one of these events. Or, just give us special holiday-themed items and weapons to use. That's cool too. Photo mode. It's a weird thing to ask for this specifically, sure, and there's a good chance that the hypothetical Bully 2 might have a hypothetical photo mode in any case. But what we're getting at here is not just a regular photo mode, but one that plays into the game's mechanics themselves. Pulled off a sweet prank? Well, make sure you record it, share it on social media, and get more people to join that clique that you'll hopefully be able to create. Something funny in the environment that catches your eye? Click a photo and share that as well. Maybe make some new friends in the process. Inter-school rivalries. A huge introduction that could open up a plethora of opportunities for Bully 2 would be adding rival schools. So while there are intra-school rivalries going on with the cliques and whatnot, there's also a larger metagame going on, where Bulworth Academy is also constantly competing with other schools. Maybe a prank on a rival school could be one of those elaborate pranks. We really want those elaborate pranks in case you haven't caught on. A larger map. This is almost a given. Asking Rockstar to give us a large open-world map is like asking EA to put microtransactions in their game. It's going to happen whether you ask for it or not, but we feel like we needed to mention it anyway. Just as how Bully wasn't constrained by its school setting in giving us a larger map to explore by giving players the option of exploring the areas around the school as well, we'd like to see that expanded on even further. Morality. A morality system is something that could greatly benefit a game like Bully. Letting players choose how good or bad they want to be in their school life can add an extra layer of agency to the experience and can function in conjunction with so many other mechanics. Of course, we're not asking for something along the lines of the Mass Effect trilogy. All Rockstar needs to do is just take a look at their own work in Red Dead Redemption and its sequel, and then tweak that a little bit to make it work well in Bully. Better combat. Combat has been one of the weaker aspects in games made by Rockstar for a long time, and this is something that we hope doesn't continue with the not-so-inevitable Bully 2. This setting and the style of gameplay presents Rockstar with unique advantages, where they don't have to be bound by conventional combat mechanics and ideas, and go for something totally new and innovative, which brings us to our next point. Crazier weapons. Of course, having rocket launchers or assault rifles in a game like Bully is something of an unrealistic expectation. What we're really hoping for is that Bully 2 embraces its wacky, over-the-top identity and doubles down on it. Depending on your clique or what side activities you invest more time in, you could have access to different weapons. So if you're spending a lot of time in the science lab, you can concoct a special stink bomb. Actually, what we're really hoping for is that there actually is a Bully 2. Please, Rockstar, please. And that about does it for this video. If you enjoyed what you watched and want to see more from GamingBolt, you can always hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell icon next to it. That way you will never miss any of our videos.